All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you right there and just like me right here. If you're a fan of Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, and especially the Rumors lineup of Stevie Nicks, there's been such a change in recent years. Lindsey Buckingham has obviously departed the band, and we've had multiple videos about that situation. But what is really interesting is that Stevie Nicks has decided to kind of go on with her life in a way where she is relevant and contemporary and is relying on, I guess, a gentleman who, quite honestly, didn't have a whole lot in common with Fleetwood Mac, and he's quite a bit younger, obviously, than Stevie Nicks. But let's hear Stevie talking about Harry Styles, because she's been talking about Harry Styles a lot in the last few years.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I wasn't going to bring it up, except the treadmill thing, because I already put a little post out myself that said,
Harry Styles?
And it's I don't know if you've actually really listened to this record.
It's a great record.
But it is maybe I listen to it probably twice every single night. I put it on late at night when I'm getting ready for bed and I have my 2-hour regime. I listen to it. And every night that I listen to it, I find something new that I love about it. Or I listen to the drum parts in a certain song, and I go God, it sounds so much like Mick. If I didn't know Mick didn't do that, I would be sure he did. And I go that's Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And then I'll go the Beatles live. It's and if I was Ringo and Paul McCartney, I would be so proud because it's not like he ripped anything off from them, because he didn't. What he did was he was just so inspired by them that you feel it and you hear it in just the way they produced and arranged these songs. I haven't heard such amazing playing in a really long time. And this record for me, and Harry will read this, and I know he's going to call and say, so am I going to just hire you as my agent or what? To me, it's it's the same way I felt the summer of Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Wow.
Where I listened to nothing but Crosby, Stills, and Nash for 6 months. And then it's the same way I felt when Joni Mitchell's Court and Spark came out. I listened to nothing but Court and Spark for 6 months. And Lindsay used to say to me, I'd be singing, it's the same situation. And Lindsay would just look at me and go, don't you know anything else? And I'd go no, actually I don't. I'm living in my head. I'm living in Joni Mitchell's head, actually. And what she's saying is what is important to me now. And so H's songs are, to me, I've been through, he's recounting a lot of experiences that I had in my own life, beautifully, and making me remember stuff and bringing back memories that I really didn't love and memories that I did love. And I think the first time that at his house that I heard him say, all the lights don't turn off the dark, it's running through my heart. That's all those lights on that stage and all that self-gratification that we get and adulation and applause when we walk on the stage. And Harry and I have walked on the stage and gotten that adulation and love and applause together.
So, I don't know. There are not too many people in the rock community who are focusing on the amazing work of Harry Styles. Look, he has certainly changed up what he was famous for. You go from a boy band to trying to be a credible rock singer. But when you talk about arrangements and recording and drum parts, and you're talking as if this guy is the next Crosby, Stills, and Nash or the next Beatles, and it's really hard to digest, especially in light of the idea that you were with a guy, relationally and also musically speaking, who was very close to one of the most brilliant people, if not the most prolific arrangers, writers, and producers of a generation. People favorably have compared Lindsey Buckingham to Brian Wilson. And you don't hear a lot of comparisons right now. Maybe that's changing. Maybe I'm missing something. But certainly Stevie Nicks here is showing quite a bit of love for her new duet partner, and apparently listens to this album over and over again in what is deemed to be a very difficult time for the country and so forth in the world. I don't know. Again, to depart completely from a guy who I put on a very high pedestal, and now to look at Harry Styles, it's almost as if she's trying to bring Harry into the world of real rock. And have I listened to this record? No. Do I plan on hearing it? I might give it a listen. It's just hard for me to reconcile the fact that she's gone so far away. But keep in mind, Harry Styles is a relevant figure in today's music world. I'm not sure he's still got the same popularity because he's abandoned his One Direction roots and so forth and gone to a more credible place. But typically when artists do this, they run into that image problem where, David Cassidy. And David Cassidy had a ton of talent. David Cassidy was a great musician, a great writer, a great singer. But yet he was always kind of labeled as, he's that Partridge Family guy, and he put an album out, I remember in 1990, that was awesome. It was very much mirrored after that time period, and it showed that he really had the grit and sort of the musical chops and diversity to create something that is completely out of context with what most people thought of him. Anyway, I don't think I've ever seen an older artist like this embrace somebody who was so stylistically different, who supposedly now Joni Mitchell, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and the Beatles combined. I mean, there's so much music out there, that blues rock-oriented stuff that I hear. Gulf Coast Records is a great place to hang out if you want to hear people doing things that are outside of the box, but also kind of embrace the essence of classic rock, blues, folk, R&B music. There are places to go to find this stuff, and I'm sorry, it's tough. I mean, I'll go listen to this record, but in light of what's happened with Fleetwood Mac and sort of the ghosting of Lindsey Buckingham, and then she kind of digs at him a little bit, like in this, don't you know anything else? It's typical, like Lindsey's barking at her. Even if it was true or not, she admits she didn't know much else other than Joni because she was listening to that album over and over again. And a great album, by the way. And the idea of comparing that music to what this is, I guess you'll have to judge it for yourself, because I haven't heard it. But it is kind of wild to hear her saying that this is her comfort food music at this time. So in any event, it shows the power of this relationship, which apparently continues to grow, and shows no signs of really stopping, which is fine. She's got a right to hang with who she wants to hang with, but I'm wondering what Lindsey might be thinking of this. So in any event, I'm done with this video. Thank you for watching. In the days ahead, I probably will be off YouTube for a while. I'm going to be in the midst of moving from one location to another. I hate moving. It's going to be a difficult move, but hopefully toward the middle part of the upcoming week, I will be back. And so long as everything goes as planned, I shall see you again. And I may do another video or two leading up to that. So just wanted to make people aware. And please keep supporting the channel. Keep watching the videos. People are indoors and so forth, and it's a good time to actually do that kind of stuff. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you soon.